The sleep course has had a very, profound impact in my life. In terms of knowledge and in terms of application as well. So knowing things that before the course I knew a bit about because of the fellowship, but I think that I've had more knowledge in terms of how life itself works. And the fact that life, my philosophy in life is so important, and that there are principles in life, the principles that govern life. I think that doing the course has really embedded that in me to know that, you know what, this life itself is predictable. It's predictable. When we take certain course of actions, there are certain effects or consequences that come as a result. So I think that doing the course has built my knowledge, and it has given me also that desire to want to implement that knowledge that I have received. So like now more than ever before, I want to make use of the things that I've learned. So that's one of the things that I'm picking out from the course, the fact that I can be so proactive about my life. So now that I've had this knowledge, this profound knowledge, now is the time to actually take the appropriate action. So for me, it's the knowledge, the depth of knowledge, and the desire in me to make a move, to take the steps that are necessary to live out my purpose.
Right. So will you will you say have you been able to do something different from what you used to do before you took the course?
Yes, I have. Like I said earlier, it's more of implementing now because these things, I already knew these things thanks to the fellowship. But now there is a depth of there's a depth of insight, a depth of knowledge that I have, and
Right.
even in the way that I go about things now. So before, there were certain things that I was doing based on the fact that I believed I had discovered my purpose, as we talked in the fellowship. But after doing the course, I am so much more proactive. It's like I have to take the step. I have to take the steps, and I have
Yeah.
to list out my steps. So for me, I've become more proactive. So that's one of the things that I've really picked up.
Yeah.
It's the proactiveness, and that is the path that I'm taking, to be proactive.
So
Yes.
what did you pick up actually is your purpose, and what are you doing about it now?
Okay, so I believe that my purpose is really reaching out to young people, especially at a very early age, maybe before they're about 10, reaching out to them to build the right foundations for them, so that when they go out and they face life, they face it with such a certainty, they face it knowing what life is really about. Because I think that I believe that we do not really get taught about life. We get taught about so many other things, but not about life itself. So what my purpose is actually laying the right foundations for the young children to grow up with. And as they grow up, so I'm expecting that as they grow up, they should be able to reach out to other people as well, whether young or people within their age group.
Yeah.
And yes, so for me, that is my purpose, reaching
So
out to young people and laying the right foundations for life.
right. So what are you doing about it now?
Okay, so at the moment, there is the Life Club that I run. It's called Life Club because it's all about learning about
About life.
life. And we do run initially it was 2 clubs, but at the moment we're running 3 clubs, although the younger club since the COVID lockdown, we have not really carried on as usual. But the normal life clubs, so I'll just explain a bit about the life clubs. So the life clubs, we've got the kids club, which is from 3 years old to about 6, 7 years old. And then we've got the life club, which is from 8 years old, although we would take 7 years old who are able to actually sit still and do some homework along with the club. So that goes from about 8 years old till they're about 11 to 12. And then we've got the teenagers club, which started this year. And the teenagers would normally be from 13, but we are taking in a lot of the ones who are 12 years old. We are taking them on board because once you get to secondary school, you can join the club. So from 12 years old to about 16, we've got the younger age group for the teenagers club. So they're between 13 and 14 at the moment, because they are the ones who started from the life club. At the moment, we haven't got a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old yet, but as we build up, we would expect that to happen naturally as we go along. So there's 3 clubs, and so that's one of it. And then the second part of it is, using my home itself as a training ground, in a sense, using my home as a training ground for young people. And I've had a lot of parents over the years, but more so in the past year, once I started the sleep course, and I started wanting to implement the things that I'd been learning. In the past year, I've had a lot of parents reach out to me because they have maybe a challenge with their young ones, or maybe they just needed the children to learn certain values that they themselves as parents were finding hard to implement. So I have everything from taking children off gadgets, to helping children do chores, to helping children focus on their education, to helping children grow spiritually. So parents have come with so many different needs, and parents wanting kids to be more sociable. Parents have come over the past year, especially, with so many different needs, and I use my house as a training ground, in a sense, to be able to reach out to the parents and the young people.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Great. So, what are you looking forward to in your future? Maybe 5 years, 10 years. What do you see, Ebika?
Okay, 5 years. I'll start with 5 years. In 5 years' time, I want to really see the first set of the children in the Life Club. First of all, I would want to see an increase in the number of children who are attending the club. At the moment, we've got a good number, but we could see even higher numbers, and see more of a commitment, because even those who do attend, one of the challenge that we have is consistency. So they might be in 1 week and not in for another 1 or 2 weeks. So in the next 5 years, I want to see a great consistency. I want to see parents actually taking the program that is being offered as important as taking the school education of the children. So that's one of the things that I want to see, the commitment from parents to commit to having the children on board. And in the next 5 years, I want to see a curriculum in place as well, and more people trained to work with me to reach out to these young people. And I also want to see the first batch, at least the first batch of the students from the Life Club who have now become teenagers. In the next 5 years, most of them will not be teenagers anymore, or they would just be entering into adulthood. I want to see them, start to reach out to other children, especially because for me, it's catching them while they are young.
Yeah.
So I want to actually see them reaching out to other children and teaching them what life is about and how to live life. So that's the main thing that I want to see. And I want to see other people. Thank God for the fact that we can connect virtually now. I want to see other children in other parts of the world. At the moment, we have a couple of children joining in from Africa. So I want to see children joining in from every continent that is on earth, joining in. And I don't want to see it as being about me. I want to just teach the principles, and other people can just start the same thing and they can carry on, and then that way there is kind of like a bigger effect of the whole idea. So if other people, I want to see other people, especially the parents as well, buy into this vision and begin to reach out, have the appropriate trainings and begin to reach out. And young people can connect from everywhere that they are in the world. And over 10 years time, I would like to ideally have a training center or an academy that would actually instill these principles, where just like we have summer schools and things like that, I see this in the next 10 years being kind of an institution or an academy where parents actually bring children in to learn the right values and to learn what life is all about. And so that's the vision for 10 years. And in terms of home being a training ground, in the next 10 years, I would like to be in a way bigger house that has so much capacity that can accommodate lots of young people at every point in time. And I would also like to reach out to people with this vision so that they can do, people who have a similar passion and purpose as me, they can also do the same in other places where they are. Yes.
Great. Wonderful, Ebika. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So what encouragement do you have for people that may be desiring to get their life? They don't really know what they are here for. They don't understand what purpose really means. And they think they go through these courses. I mean, they come across Slick website and see some of the descriptions there. Is there anything you can tell them that will really make them want to do the course?
Yes. So what I'll say is, if you are really serious about finding purpose, it's one thing to say, oh, I want to know my purpose. And it's another thing about being serious in finding it. If you are actually serious in finding out the reason why you were sent here on earth, reach out to God first of all, and then there are resources like the Sleek that would help you to actually take the word of God and implement it. So we have seen the word of God, we have read the word of God, but this is a course that helps you to implement it. But I think that one of the things that you will need first is the seriousness of wanting to find purpose and the discipline. You just need a bit of discipline, So if you can just discipline yourself, and I know that everybody can discipline themselves, because when we go to work, no matter how undisciplined or disorderly our lives seem to be, when we are at work, we follow the rules. So discipline it's not something that is impossible for us to do. You just need some seriousness and some discipline, and you should be able to carry on with finding your purpose and carry on with getting the most out of the course.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ebika.
You
God
are
bless
well.
you. Okay.